I suffer with chronic insomnia and I've had sleep troubles my whole life. When I was a kid and unable to fall asleep, I had nothing to do. I didn't even have a phone to go on and I was too lazy to keep my book pages open while laying in bed. So instead, I'd watch TV. There's something to be said about being a little kid and opening the TV late at night. It feels like discovering a whole new world you're not allowed to be a part of. A world that includes a lot of jewelry ads.
We got a caller already on this one. Hello, sir, you must be a fan of Panzo to Panzanite.
Yeah, hi. You should kill yourself.
What's that?
I said you should kill yourself. What you do is sort of unjustifiable. And you know it's unjustifiable. And you don't care. You're the definition of evil. Kill yourself.
Okay, we're gonna sell this ring for just 30.
So here's my list of the best cartoons to watch that mimic that feeling and to go to sleep. Or the best relaxing cartoons. I don't know. I haven't made my mind up yet about what to call this because it's a niche thing that I only really care about. So before we start, I do have qualifications for what shows meet this list. Firstly, they often take place in the night and have dull color palettes. It has to literally feel like a sin to watch some of these shows in the morning. Number 3, the vibes have to be there, the late night vibe. And they're not boring. They can be quiet, toned down, and relaxing, but not boring. So, VeggieTales won't be on the list. Also, Over the Garden Wall won't be on the list because it's not boring, but that shit is not relaxing either. Yeah, I'm starting with an action cartoon. Batman, the animated series airing from 1992 to 1995, is about Batman being Batman and doing Batman stuff. This was one of my first ideas for this video because it hits all the check marks. It mostly takes place in the night and the overall tone and setting is dark and moody. There's a really minimal and dark color palette and such barren but huge backgrounds that really give that backrooms late night vibe. Despite being an action show, it spends a good time focusing on the characters and has a lot of quiet moments too. It doesn't feel like my ears are being violently attacked during these fight scenes. Also, Batman is just constantly doing ASMR.
Right. Tell me another.
The overall edgy and dark tone is perfect to fall asleep to or relax to. Once again, I don't know what I'm calling this video yet, so.
Call me.
Don't press your luck.
Okay, now we're going basic. You knew this would be here. King of the Hill airing from 1997 to 2010? This had 259 episodes. It's about conservative Texan dad Hank Hill and his family and friends, satirizing American suburban life and culture.
It's coming to kill me! It knows I'm a Christian!
It always aired super late and it's an incredibly quiet and slow show. Watching King of the Hill in 2x speed is like watching any other show but in regular speed. King of the Hill's overall slowness and to a degree dullness just makes those eyes shut. It never gets too crazy or loud, the jokes are subtle and the saturation is low. And I'm not saying that this makes the show bad. These are all pros. I know it has a rep for being kind of boring, but I don't think that's true. I think it's just relaxing. It reminds me of like white bread, which is just what you need to watch when it's 4 a.m. and school starts in 4 hours.
Come on, Peggy Hill, open the door. We're here to comfort you.
Sorry everybody thinks you're a man, Aunt Peggy. You know how everybody is.
Go away! Shug, you coached a women's softball league. If that's not feminine, I don't know what is.
We're trying to cheer her up, not tick her off. You want to get punched in the face? That woman's got fists like frozen turkeys.
Station X. This aired back in 2005 on the now dead Canadian channel Teletoon. It follows a group of young adults living in Quebec talking about society, and life, man. The whole show takes place at night and focuses on conversations between the characters about whatever episode topic. It has nice backgrounds and it's really simple. It's just them talking with cool angles sometimes. It's also somewhat of a clip show, so spliced in between are music videos, other shows, some short films, mostly from Canada. Most of these clips align with the overall dark and chill tone of the show despite not really mattering to the plot. These clips are really just an excuse to go, hey, this thing I like. And I mean, thinking about it, back then the only way you'd see such a wide range of media would be if you watched TV all the time. So it's interesting now that the landscape of sharing media has changed so much. It's easily the most relaxing and non-committal show on this list with no connecting plots or character moments. It's also one of the shortest, only having 13 episodes. Some are on YouTube and have the clips cut out because of copyright, so it's really just like 13 minutes of them talking. It also might be lost media because I couldn't find episode 8, 9, 10, or 13 anywhere. So it's a lot like Downtown, but in a good way, more boring. Be warned though, it's ugly. And in the name of being hip and modern, they make some interesting choices, like naming this dude Knob.
It's not like the government is a rock band, where if you change the lead singer and the songwriter, they end up with a different sound. The government's more like McDonald's. Doesn't matter who's working behind the counter, a Big Mac's always gonna be a Big Mac.
What a bizarre analogy.
Dr. Katz aired from 1995 to 2002. It's about a therapist, Dr. Katz, and the people in his life as well as his patients. The show has a loose script comprising of mostly improv. The patients are all played by comedians just doing their thing. There's also a number of now big comedians like Conan O'Brien and Dave Chappelle.
Gender was a fact. And then the trans community got mad as shit. They started calling her a TERF. Trans people make up words to win arguments. So I looked it up. TERF is an acronym. Stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminists. This is a real thing. This is a group of women that hate transgender. They don't hate transgender women, but they look at trans women the way we blacks might look at blackface. It offends them. Like, ooh, this bitch is doing an impression of me.
Boo! You stink!
Similar to the other shows I talked about, it's heavy on the talking. It's slow, quiet, and chill. And they all talk just really quietly. And when they talk, they're like mumbling and like you can't even hear them sometimes when they're talking. Like it's like they're saying nothing. You actually don't even have to watch this one. It's like a podcast, but if you find staring at the podcast people's faces for 2 hours hard because you dislike your personal need to hyperfixate on their personal lives after you're done watching. It's funny and incredibly calming. One of the most mind-numbing melt-in-your-couch shows I've ever seen.
Kids, they aren't as tough as when we were kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. You know, the world is meaner, but the kids are softer.
Right.
I'm looking at my nephew, and he's standing there with a helmet, knee pads, shoulder pads, special gloves, special boots.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about, I'm going to go ride my bike. I'm like, where? Through a minefield? What the hell is all this? We didn't have no damn helmets when we were kids. We used to get hit by cars when we were kids. I didn't get scared. Woo. Don't tell my mom I got hit by that car. She'll beat me. And we used to play good games when we were kids. Now the kids, they just want to sit in the house and play Nintendo and you know, have all this soft stuff. We play fun games like Catch the Axe. And that didn't hurt. And how many times can I hit you in the head with this hammer before you pass out?
Before telling you my last recommendation, this is The Graveyard, aka the shows you probably expected to see or the shows that I want to talk about but I couldn't add in for one reason or another but still want to talk about a little bit anyways. Since I just talked about Dr. Katz, here's home movies. I didn't give it its own spot because it's the same as Dr. Katz, but in my opinion funnier. And sometimes you do have to look at the screen because of visual gags, but yeah, have your pick. I just didn't want to write full descriptions for both. Futurama. I know that Futurama literally has a cult following of people who only watch it to fall asleep. And honestly, I would have put it on the list because I've fallen asleep to it a million times, but I can't because I am a stan. On my most recent rewatch of the show, I just can't fall asleep to it anymore or relax to it. I just get too invested. So because of my own personal reasons, this is not on the list, sorry. Also, Justice League. Not Justice League Unlimited, but the 2 seasons of the original animated Justice League. Tonally, it's actually really similar to Batman, but it just doesn't have that dark art style that kind of makes you want to fall asleep and relax more. The Tuca and Birdie episode called Nighttime Friend, this is what probably inspired this video the most. But I literally couldn't put it on because only a singular episode, but I still want to talk about it. Tuca and Birdie was literally my favorite show until the incident. I still heavily recommend it to any woman who's ever existed. It's about Tuca's insomnia and how she spends her time at night when she can't fall asleep. I just think it captures the overall feeling of being awake late at night, alone, and just how the world feels at that time, especially how it feels in the city. If you struggle with insomnia, I recommend it. And if you have literally any taste, I recommend you watch the whole entire show. Also, I didn't put Daria because I think Daria's kind of boring, but I've just never been able to sit behind like a full episode without just being bored or going on my phone. Lastly, ending off my list is Summer Camp Island, which aired from 2018 to 2023. It's about Oscar and Hedgehog and these anthropomorphic animals on a magical summer camp and the adventures they get into each day. Just like the others, it's quiet, moderately paced, and never too crazy.
Hello? No! I'm having a panic attack! The
style and overall tone is minimalistic and simple. The comedy and characters are that kid shows 2016 Tumblr style of quirky, but I feel like those tend to be really in your face and loud a lot of the time, but this is chill. It also just feels like a fever dream. It's a pretty good show. I can't say much about it because not much happens in it, but it has really cool characters. It's honestly pretty funny. I like the world they live in. Episodes are just interesting. And like I said, it's chill, and even if you're not falling asleep to it, I recommend it just for a casual watch. I don't know how many people have actually seen this show because nobody talks about it despite the fact that it went on for years. So wherever you are, Summer Camp Island fans, I'm with you.
We've seen a lot of stuff on this island, but we've never seen a ghost before.
You can see me? Ah! And that's my name? Ghost?
You don't know your name?
If it's Ghost, I know it.
Do you know how old you are?
Nope.
Do you remember anything about who you were?
I feel like I was handsome.
Was? Ghost, you're a babe.
So that's it then. I'm very passionate about shows that are relaxing enough to fall asleep to but not be bored of. This is more of a personal brain dump video, so I'm sure others have their own picks or can relate to this, so comment those down below. And no, I will not be arguing with anyone about my opinion on Daria. It's just not my cup of tea, and I'm valid for that. And maybe one day I will be convinced and strap myself to a chair and actually finish a whole season, but that day is not today.
All right, you bitch.
Anyway, subscribe, comment, like, share. I never remember to say those things, but I think I'm supposed to say them. So